3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
ABC News, I'm Alex Perez. 22 years later, the nation pauses to remember. Bells toll at New York's World Trade Center to mark the moment the North Tower fell on September 11th, 2001.
Shannon Lewis Adams.
Within earshot of the reading of the names, John Quinn, who just wanted to be close by, where his friend Joyce Carpenetto died on what was the 83rd floor of the North Tower when it was attacked on 9/11.
I bring her picture and I've got some roses I leave by her name.
He says he's come every year for the past 22 years to reflect and remember.
Every September 11th, for as long as I live, I'll be here.
He calls it his holy obligation. Derek Dennis, ABC News at the 9/11 Memorial in Lower Manhattan.
There are also remembrances at the Pentagon, and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, President Biden is expected to make remarks later today. This is ABC News.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
We all know that Nashville life can get hectic. In the middle of all the madness that is life, don't forget to take care of yourself. Treat yourself to Nashville's ultimate relaxation experience at Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel. With services for men and women, Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel is your one-stop shop for full-body treatment. Begin your experience in the exquisite relaxation room, then enjoy a full-body treatment or even a couples massage before finishing in the salon. Located on the 4th floor of the Omni Nashville Hotel, Mocara Spa is Nashville's highest quality self-care oasis. To book your experience or gain information on packages, call Mocara Spa today at 615-761-3600. Again, 615-761-3600. Or log on to theomnihotel.com. And with every booking, you'll have free valet parking and rooftop pool access to enjoy the Music City skyline. And through Labor Day, enjoy the 4th floor spa terrace for only $20. Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios.
Just a bit outside.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call or text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Alrighty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
And a good Monday afternoon to you, and yes, it is time for the McFarland Show. Darren and Justin here with you. A little abbreviated show here on this Monday. Braves win 10-8 over the Phillies. You've heard that here on these airwaves in extra innings, a game that just would not end.
No.
But it is over now. Atlanta is your 10-8 extra inning victor over the Phillies. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Justin, how we doing?
Doing okay, good sir. Excited for the Braves that they were able to get that win finally after just being so close. There's nothing like giving up a game after two outs at the bottom of the ninth.
I know.
And giving up the fat one for the home run to tie it up. That's just, but they made it. They made it happen in extras. So here we are.
They did, and here we are. So let's just get after it. We don't have a lot of time.
No, we don't.
To talk. Obviously, we'll have a full show tomorrow to react, but we can do a little reacting here today. Let me just get your initial thoughts. Titans fall 16-15 down in New Orleans to the Saints to start off the season 0-1.
Okay, so, I've been holding this in. People have been asking me, what do I think? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm saving it for the show. I haven't gone on a rant. I've been saving it. I've been holding it in for a little bit. So this is what I cannot figure out, Darren. And at some point during the offseason, the folks over there at St. Thomas Sports Park clearly sat down in a room somewhere, and they looked at a screen. They looked at some data, and they looked at some other stuff, and they decided, for whatever the reason, that they were going to start running the offense through Ryan Tannehill. And I don't understand why. But this is a conscious decision that they made with the play calling. Ryan Tannehill with 34 passes, while Derrick Henry had 15 carries. The only time that happens is when the Titans are down by 2 to 3 touchdowns early in the game, and Ryan Tannehill is forced to throw the ball. But that never happened in this game. So they made a conscious decision that, and I heard a stat earlier today, that Tajay Spears was on the field for more snaps than Derrick Henry. And this football team, for whether you like it or hate it or whatever it is, the success or whatever they've been for the last 5 years has been predicated off of Derrick Henry running the football and then Ryan Tannehill play action off of the success of Derrick Henry running the football and throwing the players downfield. That's what it's been. That if you don't think that's what it's been, I don't know what you've been watching. That's exactly what it's been. But you establish your run, you open up passing lanes for Ryan Tannehill, he play actions, he sucks in the defense, you get one-on-one options on the outside because everybody's paying attention to Derrick Henry, and you make him pay on the outside. That's what they've been doing. And all of a sudden, sometime this summer, they decided, yeah, we don't want to do that no more. And if they don't want to do that anymore, I would suggest bringing in another quarterback other than Ryan Tannehill. Because if you run the offense through Ryan Tannehill, yesterday is what you're going to get. And I understand there's a lot of people who believe, oh, well, he just needs a preseason, he just needs to warm up, and he just needs to get on the same page. And no. If you believe that, then you have not been watching Ryan Tannehill for the last umpteen years. That is a gentleman, and I respect him. I respect his talent. I respect his work ethic. I respect his grind. I respect everything about him. He's a stand-up guy. But he is not a guy that can carry a football team. He never has been. I don't know what made you think that he can all of a sudden. So if this is what it's going to be, then it's going to be a lot of really tight ball games. And Darren, this is the last thing I'll say here, and I'll turn it over to you, my friend. I looked up the stats a little bit ago. Ryan Tannehill, when he throws the ball over 30 times a game, it's around 500. He's about 9-10 as a starter in the NFL when he throws the ball 30 times a game. So again, if you want him to throw the ball 30 times a game, this is not the guy. This is just not the guy. This is not the offense. If this is what you want the offense to be, I would suggest moving on to the next quarterback. But if you want to go back to what they were doing before and establish the run and run off a play action, I would suggest keeping Ryan Tannehill and going back to that. Because what you saw yesterday, no, not going to cut it long term. And I know they only lost by 1 point. It's not going to cut it. It's just not.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you lose by 1 or you lose by 40-0. I mean, I guess it does matter because I'm sure in New York they're ready to burn it down. I mean, so you're right. Not all losses are created equally. So to your point to that, yes, 16-15, it's a different conversation today is if they rather than them just getting mopped like the Giants did by the Cowboys, because I'm sure the discussion there is, hey, it's not just, hey, it's just one game. Yeah. Everybody remain calm. Yeah, good luck in that market, or really any market. For all the people to your point on talking about the quarterbacks who thought that really when you said, oh, Derek Carr and Ryan Tannehill, they're really the same.
No.
Oh, they're really not. And here's why I say that, because one attempted 34 passes yesterday and completed 16 of them. The other attempted 33 passes and completed 23 of them.
Yeah.
One threw for 198 yards. The other threw for 305 yards. One threw for 0 touchdowns. One threw for 1 touchdown. One had 3 picks. The other had 1 pick. One was sacked 3 times. Actually, Derek Carr was sacked 4 times, but I think the Titans' defense is a little bit better than the Saints. The point being is Derek Carr an elite quarterback? Is he a world beater? No. But for all discussion in the offseason or when it came to this matchup, Derek Carr and Ryan Tannehill, they're really the same guy. There's really no difference. I want to push back and say probably not true. Derek Carr is just a little bit – he's just better than Ryan Tannehill. You know how I felt about preseason. You know what I said. Anybody who listened to the show knows exactly what I said. Okay, fine. You don't want to play him. You don't want to see anything. You don't want to work on anything. You don't want to do anything in preseason. Cool. That's your decision. But here's what I don't want to hear after week 1. My exact words. We can all say it together. I don't want to hear about you need to get on the same page. It's going to take a little time. Oh, a little rusty. Still trying to get our timing down. Oh, still trying to get used to Tim Kelly. That's what I said. I don't want to hear that today or this week. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear from the coaches. I don't want to hear from anybody because I said that's fine. If you don't want to play them in preseason, fine. But I don't want to hear about your rusty offense after week 1. And guess what? Their offense sucked. It was awful. Awful. May have been Ryan Tannehill's. Well, hold on. Let me think about this for a second. It was Ryan Tannehill's worst game as he's been as a Titan.
Yeah.
It was worse than the Bengals game, the playoff game.
Statistically, yes.
It's the worst game he's ever played in a Tennessee Titans uniform. The worst. And it's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean this is how he's going to play for the whole season? No.
No.
It doesn't mean that. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not here to declare if he would have played a half in game 3 of the preseason, his stats would have looked like Derek Carr. I don't know if they would have or they wouldn't have. Maybe they didn't change a bit. All I know is Ryan Tannehill was really, and I mean really off yesterday. Off. Like, how many times did he miss guys wide open, Justin?
Well, there's two at least where he left points, on the field with bad throws. The pass to Chig that he missed, and the pass to Spears down the sideline that he missed.
Horrible.
So those two stick out. But there were others.
And he
had drops and he had other things.
Really,
but
sure, which happens.
Sure.
But he just was not good. And to your point, if he's not going to be – look, we know they're going to play a razor's edge. Who's kidding who? This team is what they are. This is what they are. Now, for their sake, look, if they are trying to be the first team to 17 points every week, if you play that game, that is called roulette for an entire 17-week season. And guess what? I don't care if you just have one bullet in the chamber. I'm sorry, that one click of it's night-night, okay? If you're going to play roulette, first team to 17 points for an entire NFL season, your season will be over after the final game of the regular season. You will not be playing January football, or meaningful January football, because the schedule is now laid out a little bit longer, and so there actually is January football. You will not be playing meaningful January football because your season will be over.
That's correct.
After 17 games. If you are trying to beat teams, in this case, 18 to 16, good luck. Good luck with that, because it's just not going to work. We know that it's not going to look like the Dolphins and the Chargers this season. It's just not, okay? I understand that they're not going to score 38 and beat teams. But, Justin, there's got to be a middle ground somewhere. And if your quarterback isn't on and your quarterback is slightly above average or just above average, why would Derrick Henry only touch who's really your number one option. He is your guy.
Not anymore. Apparently not yesterday.
Well, I'm saying he should have been the guy in the fourth quarter. What did he touch the ball 3 times? Would he have 3 carries in the fourth quarter?
I think he had 5 carries in the second half, and 3 in the fourth quarter.
3 in the fourth quarter?
But DeAndre Hopkins had 13 targets compared to 15 carries for Derek. Think about that. DeAndre Hopkins had 13 targets to Derrick Henry's 15 carries. It is clear, Darren, and Darren, this is what I'm trying to figure out, is when did they decide that we were going to go away from the identity of the football team? Because my stance has been Derrick Henry is not an offensive weapon. He's not even an offensive player. He's an offensive system. In order for him to be effective, he can't be effective on 15 carries. He just can't. He's got to be in the 22 to 25 range if you want him to do the Derrick Henry thing. He can't do the Derrick Henry thing on 15 carries. He's not going to do that. So if we don't want to do that anymore, then Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball 34 times is not the answer either. And I don't know if they really thought that. Clearly, some things didn't work out the way they wanted it to. I'm just saying that the offensive philosophy, I don't think they have the pieces for what they're trying to make. It's almost like one of those Lego kits that you buy as a kid, and you open up the box, you want to build this, and then you realize, I don't have all the pieces to make what's on the box. That's kind of what it feels like. If you were looking to make a throw-first offense, Ryan Tannehill is not a throw-first offense guy. He's not that dude. I'm sorry. He's never been that guy, and I don't expect him to be that guy now. He can be a great play-action quarterback. Fantastic play-action quarterback, as a matter of fact. Highly effective. Very accurate. Very good with his footwork. Can take off and run if you need him to. But if you want him to throw the ball like this is not his game. And so at some point, they're going to have to make a decision about who it is they want to be and go be that. And I know the Saints were tough up front. No one's denying that. But they typically wear teams out. And, maybe they want to go away from typical. Maybe they don't want to be what they've been. Maybe they want to turn the page from that. So
how do you do that?
Well, you have to go with another quarterback. You can't do it with this one. You can't do it with this one. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm getting at.
You can't do it with this one.
Well, can you do it with the 2 behind him?
I don't know. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. It's honestly.
I suspect you can't, but I don't know. So
we don't know. No.
Yeah.
We don't know if Willis can throw. We've never seen Willis throw the ball 34 times in a game. We've never seen Levis throw the ball, 34 times a game on an NFL level. So we don't know what that looks like. We do know what it looks like with Ryan Tannehill. We could have told you before yesterday what that looks like.
Yeah.
And if we know that sitting here with 0 NFL wins under our belts, then I don't understand, what in the world what they were trying to accomplish here. I really don't. I'm trying to figure it out. So if Tajay Spears and DeAndre Hopkins are going to be more important in this offense than Derrick Henry, then that's a real turn of the page for this franchise.
Yeah. Let's go over a couple things a couple other things. We know we could, and we're going to, because we don't have much. A lot of people are tweeting at us, texting at us. We are on the air. We're not going to have an extended show. It's just going to be till 4. Unfortunately, the Braves game went long. We'll have a full show tomorrow. We do appreciate you tuning in and wanting to talk today. We understand that. Today would have been a great day of reaction, right? I mean, it would have been just a great day just to sit back and give out the phone number and say we're here and we want to hear from you because we know you got thoughts, because it's just impossible for you not to have thoughts today after that. But let me ask you your thoughts on Mike Vrabel deciding to go for it on 4th and 6 late in the game.
Okay. You mean deciding to go? I'm sorry, Darren. Let me be clear. Deciding to go for it, or the 4th down he didn't go for and kick the field goal. Which are you speaking of?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes. Go.
Kicking the field goal.
Yeah.
Instead of going for it. Okay. Honestly, Darren, I'm fine with it. I really am. He had a plan, and they couldn't get off the field. The strength of the team at that particular moment in time was the defense. You're looking for one of your defensive playmakers to make a play on third down, and nobody could do it for you. They had 2 opportunities to make plays on third down, and both times they gave up the play. And now you get the ball back. If they were able to get off the field on third down, you get the ball back. You got a chance to go win the ball game. And the defense have been playing fairly well, and they gave up passes. They gave up big ones. And, I understand why people want to go for it. Well, you pin them deep if you don't. And, if you don't make it, you pin them deep and all that. I get it. But I don't have a problem per se with kicking and then trying to play, the field position game and trying to get the ball back. I really don't.
Sorry about that. I have been on a golf course today at Vanderbilt Legends for a great cause. Brent Peterson's golf tournament every year this time is an amazing event. It raises an amazing money for Parkinson's disease. He's had Parkinson's disease for 20 years now, or coming up on 20 years. My mother's had it for 19 years. It's near and dear to my heart. They keep asking. I'll keep saying yes. I've told them I don't know why you have to ask. I'll always be there for that event. It's an amazing, amazing event, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart. I actually played with a former NHLer who was a first-round pick back when Brent Peterson played. In fact, he was the very next pick after Brent Peterson, an amazing man, and he was, unfortunately, in the last couple of years, was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So I had a great time today, but I've been in the sun all day. Justin, I've been in the sun all weekend, so maybe my brain was a little bit fried on setting up that question to you, but my apologies.
It's fine, man.
It was kicking the field goal instead of going for it, and then, of course, it just backfired. I just couldn't get off the field.
Couldn't get off the field.
Yeah, couldn't get off the field. All right, we do have to take. Do we have to take one, or we need to take a break here?
I was told we're taking both, but
okay,
we got to take one here for sure.
Okay, if you do want to get involved in the show, I know it's we still have about 20 minutes or so. 615-844-5600 is the phone line and the text line. We'll take a quick break. Come back with more here of the McFarland Show.
And now, Green Quality Painting, LLC is reminding Americans to show support to the brave men and women who serve our U.S. military. Visit DAV.org and consider donating to the disabled U.S. veterans who need our help. This message is brought to you by Green Quality Painting, LLC, serving Clarksville, Nashville, and the surrounding areas with several years of experience. For all your residential or commercial painting and staining, give the pros a call today at 385-261-6543. Green Quality Painting, LLC. They're professionals who care.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get the ultra smooth, ultra powerful iPhone 11 for $49.99.
He didn't stutter.
See every angle with dual cameras.
Make it a double.
All on America's largest 5G networks.
Large and in charge, baby.
Get with the power of Boost and get the iPhone 11 for $49.99.
That's half a Benjamin.
Boost Mobile.
Unleash your power.
ID verification required. New customers only at one per line. Additional restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com for details.
Welcome back to Total Wine. What brings you in today?
Hey, Ruthie. I need help filling the ultimate beach cooler.
Well, we have the most hard seltzers and amazing canned cocktails anywhere, like High Noon, Cutwater, White Claw, Truly, Topo Chico, Jack Daniels and Coke, Neutral Vodka Seltzer, and Cayman Jack Zero Sugar Margarita in cans.
Wow. I'm going to be the king of the cooler.
And we have them at the lowest prices in town. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Tennessee needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
It's the NFL on Sports USA, and we're in Hollywood as the San Francisco 49ers leave the Bay to battle the LA Rams. The Niners offense is Purdy, along with Debo and McCaffrey.
McCaffrey cuts it back inside the 10, spins, and he is at the goal line and in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
The Rams are led by Stafford, Akers, and Cooper Kupp. It's the Niners at the Rams this Sunday on Sports USA.
Coverage begins at 3 p.m. live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
You're listening to The McFarland Show live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
615-844-5600 is the phone line and the text line. Darren and Justin here with you. Titans fall 16-15 to the Titans. Steve has weighed in on the text line. He says, I know today's show is going to be short, and it'll probably be talking about the Titans, but just 2 words. Da Bears.
Yeah, didn't look good, did it? Down there from Soldier Field, it was rather ugly. It's an ugly beatdown for the Bears to the Packers. So, yeah, I mean that's what happened. That happens.
The shocker was, though, your whole Tampa Bay that we had so much fun with.
Yeah.
By the way, new top 10 this Wednesday at 3. I mean, obviously, we made our picks and everything.
Sure.
That one took me. Like Tampa beating Minnesota, I was stunned. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Minnesota. In Minnesota.
Yeah, in Minnesota. In Minnesota, I saw that, and, they were able to get the narrow win. But, again, I don't think the Vikings, the Vikings are out of my top 10. I think the Vikings are a year too old at this point.
Yeah.
And I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in a bad division. That's the only reason I ranked them the way I did. So far, but, listen, it's 1 week. So, who knows? Who knows here?
Let's go to the phone lines. I don't know if Eric wants to vent about the Titans or talk about his Cowboys or do both, but he is on the phone line with us. Eric, welcome in.
Yeah, and you can also say the Steelers, who were just as top 10 lost too, look pretty bad against the 49ers. And, guys, let me say this objectively. I don't know what your top 10 is this week. I think the best team in the NFL, based on yesterday, is the San Francisco 49ers. I'd say they're number 1 right now because they beat a team that has a better defense than the Steelers, which I was stunned that their defense was as bad as it was yesterday. And I would probably say number 2 would be Kansas City. I would say Philadelphia's number 3, Cincinnati number 4, and I at least got Dallas 5. I know, Justin, you don't like the Cowboys, and I'm not saying you have to, whatever. But with that performance last night, you can't say they're not a top 10 team. I think, defensively, the only defense that might be better is San Francisco. Offensively, I'll grant you, several teams are probably better than their offense, and I'll even say, throw this, Philadelphia still will probably win the division because they got better offensive weapons and a better coaching staff. But would I be shocked if the Cowboys win this division? No, but they just look just insane, especially on defense last night. Now, there's still some concerns on offense, but they didn't have to do much last night. So, but we'll see.
It was pretty embarrassing. It really was.
Yeah, but on to the Titans. And, guys, this is one thing you haven't talked about much, and I know because of time you won't. But that fumble play, that was a fumble, guys. I don't care what anybody says. That was a horrendous call. And I'm not saying we would have won the game, but that changed the trajectory of the game. And the fact that Joshua Dobbs had that same play against Jacksonville last year, that was ruled a fumble, which was correct. I didn't have a problem with. But you're not going to rule that a fumble. And here's the thing that really bothers me about this play. Guys, the fact I've not heard any talk from the national media or anything about that play yesterday. But here's why it really rankles me, guys. Because I guarantee you if that play had happened against the Kansas City Chiefs, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Buffalo Bills, the Philadelphia Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Dallas Cowboys, if a play like that happens against them, you're not saying you could tell me that's not going to be talked about incessantly. and probably, especially against the Cowboys, that's going to be the number one thing that's talked about, is that sort of play. You can't tell me that that's not going to be discussed about a fumble like that. And the fact it was against the Titans, there's been no discussion about it or anything. And maybe you'll hear something that the referees will get fined or something like that or whatever. I don't know. But, guys, that's just my thoughts. I just think it's a joke. Guys, good talk to you. Y'all take care. We'll talk again soon.
Right, Thank you, Eric. That was the other place I was going. I wanted to ask you about the fourth down play, and I wanted to ask you about that play when Eric says it maybe, it wouldn't have made a difference. Well, we're talking about a 1-point game.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think you could rule out anything when it comes to a 1-point game. So I would respectfully disagree. I mean, I think it could have played a huge role in that game because I like Eric, and I think a lot of people – I was just dumbfounded by the play. I really was. I was dumbfounded by the call. Who was doing the game? Who was the color guy?
I don't know. To be honest with you, Darren, I wasn't paying that close attention.
I was trying to look this up real quick because I think it's who we've had on the show before, and he was really, and it's Ross. And I didn't want to throw that out there because I wanted to go look it up and I will look it up before we get out of here, but. He was really, really, let's just say convinced. There's no way. He's like, they're going to get hosed on the challenge. Like, they're going to get hosed on the touchdown, but they're at least going to get the ball. And for them to look at that play and to literally come back and say that it wasn't a fumble, I got to be honest. It just doesn't make any sense to me. There is no way you can convince me. I don't care how many years you've logged in the league. I don't care who you. I'm sorry. I can respect if you did it for a profession, and I can respect your opinion, but I won't agree with you. Like, there's nothing you can tell me Derek Carr was doing. His hand was not going forward. It was a fumble. His hand was not going forward. That ball was jarred loose when his hand was cocked back, and he was about to throw the ball. That was a fumble. They blew it. I agree with how adamant they were on the broadcast of why did they make a call.
It was Ross Tucker, by the way.
Ross Tucker. That's what. So he's been on the show with us. He does a fantastic job. By the way, I thought that crew was good. I think that was a good crew. Ross Tucker was very adamant that why did they make a call? Why don't they just let it go? Don't say anything, and then let the replay determine what it is, because once you've made that call, you then can't go back and give him a touchdown. I agree with him 100%. Ross Tucker's a former player. I agree with him 100% on that. Why did they make a call? Why didn't they let it just play out and then go from there? I was really dumbfounded by that play. And Eric, what if they came back and called that a pick six? Maybe it does change the whole trajectory of the game.
It could. First of all, it could have very well. First of all, let me back up. It was absolutely a fumble. That's number one. It was absolutely an outstanding play by Arden Key, who was all over the place in that first half. Played a great game, no question about it. It was a fumble, and it should have been Titans' ball. The referees made an incorrect call. They did. They made an incorrect call on the field, and then when they had a chance to make it right, they didn't. Now, why didn't they do that? It is anybody's guess. They looked at it. They know it's a fumble. We know it's a fumble. The question is, why did Ron Torbert or whoever's in New York not look at it and decide to make it a fumble? That part I have no idea about. But it's a fumble now. It was a fumble yesterday. It's going to be a fumble next week. It's going to be a fumble next year when we're talking about it. And listen, bad calls happen all the time. It was pass interference against the Saints in the NFC Championship game. It was pass interference then. It's pass interference now. They blew the call. They just blew the call, and that's really all there is to it.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that one. That was a blown call. And, yes, it was early in the game. But that doesn't matter whether it's early or late. That game was a razor's edge game. It was a field goal game, and that game could have absolutely changed everything. And that call, that play, could have changed everything in the game. It doesn't mean that it resulted in a 33-7 Titans victory, but it could have resulted in a victory without a doubt. I just thought it was an awful, awful call. I don't understand it. I'm sure Mike Vrabel doesn't understand it. And for him to, challenge that correctly and for them to come back and say that was an incomplete, it's just ridiculous to me. And so we're back to that. We had these discussions for years in the NHL, goaltender interference. And now we're back to this again. Remember there for a while it was it a completed pass? Was it not a complete? Was it a catch? Was it not a catch? Now we're at this call. I don't understand it. We just had this happen in the most important game of the season last year in the regular season, and it happened to the Titans against the Jags, and now it went against them again, and I don't understand it.
At all. But, here we are. And excuse me, the Titans are going to have to kind of get used to it, I think. I mean, they shouldn't have to. It should be fair, but, I mean, it's clear that it's not. And I'm not sure if they like Mike Vrabel said today during the presser, whatever it is, we've got to find a way to get over it, because it's clear it's going to continue to kind of go this direction. And some of it is not having a marquee quarterback, and I've said that before. I think that's part of it. Eric's point of not getting this call, I think I had a lot to do with you're not going to get the attention everybody else is going to get without a marquee quarterback. This organization does not have a marquee quarterback. They've got a marquee player. They've got Derrick Henry, and who's going to get accolades every time he does something spectacular. But they don't have a marquee quarterback. And right now, marquee quarterbacks in this league are getting the benefit of the doubt. And this team doesn't have one. So until they do, there's certain things that are going to get overlooked, bypassed, whatever the case. It's just as real as it can be. So I don't know how much longer maybe Will Levis needs to play just so they can start seeing the game a little bit differently, or maybe the Titans can be invited back to the NFL along with everyone else. But I just don't feel like they're going to get the benefit of the doubt with a lot of calls until they get a guy, a quarterback who's going to carry the brand a little bit more. And right now they just don't have that.
Yeah, Kevin Hedrick texted in and said it was Ross Tucker, and it was. I just need to hear. I've again been in the sun all day. I thought he did a really good job. Ross has been on the show. Maybe we'll get him on again soon because I agree with him 100%. Nate from Columbia on our text line said it would make the officials look bad if they switched the call and they're trying to protect themselves. I don't agree with that. That's not why that happened.
I've heard that too. I've heard that.
I don't understand that.
Listen, they're going to see it anyway, Nate. The bosses in New York are going to see that, regardless of whether they called it or not. If all the plays are reviewed, they're going to see it anyway. They know it's a bad call. So what difference does it make if they overturn it? Who are they protecting? What are they protecting themselves from? They're going to see it. The guys in New York are going to see it.
I know that's out there, but I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, protect yourselves from what? I mean, they don't have to talk anyway.
No.
If they had to do a press conference after the game, okay, I'll buy that a little bit more. But they don't make anybody talk. Nobody has to be held accountable for calls.
It's a Saints home game. They don't even have to protect themselves from getting out of the stadium. Protect themselves from what?
So how do you feel about that, by the way? That's an old topic that has been around for years. Wow. Do you think someone should have to talk after the game? Someone should be made available to the media?
I don't know. I've been on the fence about it. I remember a lot of games where members of the media, Darren, would go down to the referee's locker room,
yes,
and wait outside to see if we can get a chance to talk to somebody.
Yes.
And somebody would 99% of the time tell us no, that no one was going to speak, and they're under no obligation to speak. So I've just kind of gotten used to them not speaking as part of the game. I've kind of gotten used to bad calls as being part of the game. And that's unfortunate to say, but it's just a reality that you're not going to get all the calls in this league. That very few people are going to get all the calls here. So the Titans are going to have to find a way to deal with it. And do I would like the referees to talk? I'm not sure if that would help it or not. I think it actually may hurt the game, Darren, if we start talking to referees and they start trying to explain themselves.
Why is that?
Because now people are hearing explanations and then starting to put two and two together. The ref said this. Well, I didn't see that, and the ref is really crazier than I thought, and he's got alliance with X, Y, and Z. It gets worse when you start putting actual names to the faces out there.
Interesting.
That's what I think.
Again. Let's do it again tomorrow for 2 hours.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Let's do it from 2 to 4 tomorrow.
Thank you, Darren. And thank you for listening to the McFarland Show here on Sports Radio 560 WNSR. We'll be back for 2 full hours coming up tomorrow afternoon starting at 2 o'clock.